YouTube! Dbz! Welcome back to yet again another Dokkan battle video. So today we're going to be looking at the legendary warrior of destruction, the legendary Super Saiyan Broly. We're going to be talking about his skills and passives, how to build the hidden potential system, how many dupes, if there are any, recommended for this character, and what teams are the best for this unit, or in which teams this unit performs the best. So enjoy the video, let's start. Now, with his Super Easy A having released just recently, this character became quickly one of the best units in the game, and especially one of the best extreme class support characters and crazy damage dealers we now currently have. Now, let's start with his leader skill. As a leader skill, he comes with an STR type key +3 and HP attack and defense +70%. So essentially, he's not really designed as a leader, but yeah, he does have a leader skill nevertheless. Now, he causes supreme damage to all enemies and raises the attack for 3 turns by 50%. For his passives, he has key +2 and attack and defense +200%, plus an additional 200%, plus an additional attack and defense +150% when attacking. On top of that, plus an additional attack and defense +30% up to 150% and reduces damage received by 10% up to 50% with each super attack performed. Now, this is one passive to take note of when looking at how to build the hidden potential system later. Now, he's a key changer or a sphere changer, and however you want to name it. He randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres when there is another planetary destruction or pure Saiyans category ally attacking in the same turn. So these two categories are essentially the ones you want to take note of when considering how to build teams for this character. Now, super class allies get key +1 and attack +10%, and extreme class allies get also key +1, but they also get attack and defense +20% per rainbow key sphere obtained. So essentially, he is not only tied to extreme class, so can also be run in a super class team, but regardless, that's another passive he comes with. He has a chance of performing a critical hit +50% and launches an additional super attack for every 2 rainbow key spheres obtained. So this is the most crucial option here. Essentially, now for him being a key sphere changer, you want to try and obtain rainbow key spheres with this character, and the minimum number here is always try to get 2 rainbow key spheres when using this unit in a rotation. As for his stats, we want to be looking at those. At 55% before Easy A, he has 12,000 attack, 12,000 HP, and 7,000 defense. Now, looking at the 100%, he will essentially have 16,000 attack, HP, and 10,000 defense. Now, with looking at after the Easy A, there is a slight increase of stats, but the difference isn't too much. Looking at the hidden potential build and how to actually build this character, now essentially there is only one correct way of building this character, which is essentially to go all into additional attacks. Now, additional attacks is essentially what this character should be excelled at, with the rest going into critical, because essentially the more he attacks, the more damage he will deal. Now, you will be seeing very quickly when you're running him, after you have him super Easy A awakened, he will be doing on the first attack something like 2-3 million. Straight away on a second attack, it should be around 6-7-8 million. On the third attack, it's usually even 10-11 million, and the numbers literally just climb. And this unit essentially gets better the more he attacks and gets attacks. So that's basically why you want to be always going with additional attacks for this character. As for the rest, I recommend definitely going into evasion. So you want to be probably going into 25 for, if you have him 100%, go 25%, go level 25 for additionals, and 13 for level 13 for example, evasion. Now, crits, there isn't really a need to really go for crits because he doesn't really have any any inclination to need extra crits. Hence, he has the last skill, which is basically a chance to perform a critical hit plus 50% anyway. So he already has a chance to perform crits. So going for crits isn't really recommended when building him. Now, how many dupes are actually recommended for him? Well, I mean, 100% is nice to have. 55% is a bit low. I would definitely suggest having him at least 2 dupes would be the best. So having 2 more slots in the hidden potential unlocked is essentially what you want to try and aim for. That way he can be the most useful on a team. Now, currently with the exchange of the red dragonstones being up and running, if you saved your dragonstones, you're actually able to acquire a few more copies of this character. So going for a full 100% super easy A STR Broly is definitely a very, very wise choice. But that depends on how many dupes you already have, right? So in my case, for example, I have him at 3 dupes already, and I went ahead and bought the final dupe to game at to 100%. So yeah, my clear recommendation is to game at least to a middle ground, right? Unlock 2 more dupes slots for him, and that way he should be good to go. Now, when looking at a team on how to build this character, there are essentially a couple of units you ideally want to always run with this character. Now, as the leader, you either want to have the new LR Carnival Tech Broly or the Carnival Extreme Int LR Broly as the leader. So either way, these two, you want to always have them on the squad. As for the other units, you want to have the late Easy A Tech Broly, which is just a powerhouse in itself on the team. Then you obviously want to run the Super Easy A STR Broly on the team. Where is he? He's somewhere down there. There is. You want to run him on the team. And then another option on the team is definitely to be running the Extreme Physical Super Easy Abu. He works very well on the team. Now, he is just a recommendation if you're lacking someone like, for example, Cell Max. Cell Max is obviously the go-to choice for the team. As for now, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, as for the 5th unit, you ideally want to have the AGL Broly, the LR AGL Broly. However, if you're not having him on the team, someone like, for example, Hirudegarn, where is he? The Hirudegarn, for example, is a viable option on the team as well. You could also run someone like the Physical Broly Trio, the LR Physical Broly Trio, due to the orb changing mechanics and the support that brings to the team. However, yeah, that's just a different way of running the team. Now, there are other options as well. You could also opt in for running, for example, the EZA LR Turrets. He's another option if you're lacking someone, for example, like Cell Max. Or even if you're like, for example, lacking a couple of these units, you could throw in, for example, the LR STR Cooler, who also works in somewhat well in the team. Or another very useful option is actually the Easy A Int Broly, which just recently received his Easy A. So those are my recommendations in terms of how to build an optimal team around him. So concluding, this is definitely one of the best units in the game now, with him having received his Super Easy A. He deals a ton of damage, does a lot of attacks in succession, and just brings so much usefulness and support to different types of teams. So in my opinion, definitely one of the best characters in the game. Let me know what you think about that character. And yeah, I'm going to conclude the video now. Thanks for tuning in. Take care of yourselves. Until next time.